right, everybody. Well, this is take number 2, and as you can see, the Stogie 411 mic is being used because, yeah, I effed up. I don't know what happened. I didn't screw up. Something's wrong with my iMac. It's not allowing me to use the internal mic. It's not recognizing it. I disconnected everything. I don't know why, but so in ordinary for me to get this review up today, I got to use what's available, so I hope the guys don't mind over there. Matt and Mike, I got to use it. Sorry. I'll pay you a finder's fee. Anyways, so I've already cut everything, so it's going to be a pain, but I don't want to waste 3 more cigars. So basically what I'm doing for you today is I'm doing a cut above. All about cutters. I have 5, 6 cutters here. Most of them are Zycar. Doesn't mean you have to use a Zycar. It's just my preference. But I just wanted to go over a little bit, and I'll explain each cut that I already cut. Like I said, this is take 2, and I'm not gonna destroy 3 more smokes. But anyways, so the first cutter that I want to go into is what I consider to be a beginner's cutter, someone who's not comfortable maybe with cutting the proper amount off of a cigar so it doesn't unravel. And basically the cigar, it's just a double guillotine, but if you notice, it's got this plastic shield, and what that plastic shield does is it prevents you from taking too much of the cap off. So what a lot of people say to do is basically just lay it on the table, take your cigar, place it in there, and snip it. And like I said, I already did them all, but basically I'll just show you. So you'll see here it stops it, right? It doesn't go any farther. Then it's going to cut it some more, and then you just go ahead and you cut it off, and you get a perfect cut. Cigar doesn't unravel. It's a really cheap, inexpensive cutter. Nothing, like I said, this one's a Tatuaje. It was a giveaway that Rob sent me, but it's great for beginners because you just can't make that mistake, and you don't have to be embarrassed or anything like that, because we've all been there. We've all made the mistake, so it happens. Don't feel embarrassed. So, but anyway, so that's a guillotine. A double guillotine, I believe they would call that, with the little protector in there. The next cutter I want to talk about is the infamous punch. I'm personally, I'm not a fan of the punch. I'm a fan of the punch cigar. I'm not a fan of the punch cut. To me, I think the punch cut works great on a chisel cigar. I know Lito Gomez, recommends on his La Flor Dominicana chisel that you use a punch, and I've done it, and it does work great. I particularly like a bigger ring gauge cigar, and I don't think it's really made for that. I don't think you get enough volume of smoke in your mouth. And again, some people may think differently, and that's cool. That's your opinion. I'm just going by what I think. So, anyways. So basically, the punch cut is a 2-piece. You have your cutter, and then you have your little push nipple. I don't know what the hell you call it, but basically what that does is, and again, this cigar is already cut, but I'm just going to go into it because I'm not going to ruin more. You basically just take it, your cutter in, you put it down, you push it down in. A little bit of twisting. That's what I do. I always like to moisten my cap first, just put it in my mouth, moisten it before I do that. Just twist a little bit, pull it out, and there would be a cap in there, but like I said, since I cut them, I'm not going to waste 3 more cigars. So then what you would do, just take your end here, push it, close it, and a little bit of cap would be on here, and you could discard it. So that's the punch. But I tell you, I'm really aggravated that I got to do this a second time, that my computer, I don't know what's wrong with my computer. It's very aggravating, and what I should have did was test it first, and I didn't, because it's been working fine. I mean, the thing's a year old. I shouldn't have problems, but it is what it is. So I apologize, but at least you're getting an idea. So that's the punch cutter. The next cutter that I keep in my vehicle all the time, and I think is a great cutter, is what's called the scissor cut. Now this cutter is by Zycar, and the rest of them you're going to see is by Zycar because that's mostly what I use. But this cutter really lets you pinpoint a cut and really lets you, you know, straighten out if you were to make a mistake. You know, you could get in there and really trim it up good, and they're really sharp. And that's the nice thing I think about that. Plus, they're really small in your pocket. They come with some little snazzy accessories, you know, little nub holder and, you know, pipe cleaner on the other side, and you know they got some pretty cool little gadgets in there. But it folds up really nicely. Light, perfectly fits in your pocket. You don't have to really worry about having a big cutter in your pocket. I like it. Again, Zycar, guaranteed for life. So any issues, you send it back. I mean, you can't beat that, you know. So I know a few other companies have the same thing, but I'm just a fan of the old Zycar. But the next cutters is again by Zycar, and they're another double guillotine cut, I guess you could call it, but they got the nice little snap look. This one here, nope, I'm glad looking at the camera. This one here, my wife gave me, I believe, for my birthday, and it's a nice redwood or rosewood they call it, but just a perfect, I mean, just a beautiful. Look how nice that opens up. One finger. Do you see that? Ready? My finger's on the back. Look how nice that opens. I mean, beautiful, beautiful cutter. I've never used this cutter. I will someday. I just haven't. I don't know why. And the nice thing I'll tell you too about Zycar is when you go online and you register your cutter, they send you this nice case to keep it protected. And I'll tell you, it works unbelievably well. You can't beat it. But these things work pretty much the same way. Definitely, in my opinion, not for a beginner. Definitely not. You need to practice some because you could really mess up. The one thing I'll tell you with this is I know a lot of them say you can't get a 60 ring gauge in there. I have, so it works. Sometimes I might have to cut it twice, but it does the job. So don't think that you can't, because you know you really can't. But the nice thing, I mean, if you go too far, you know, so you know, if you weren't paying attention and you went too far, you could cut it to where the cigar will unravel. You know, and you don't want that because you might as well just throw it out. It's no good unless you're carrying pectin around in your pocket. Other than that, it's no good. But the nice thing in there, you just want to get in there a little 1/8 of an inch off the top, just like that. And that one was already cut. And I cut it so good the first time, not to pat myself on the back, it didn't unravel again. So, you know, I'm making one hell of a mess over here. But anyways, that's another nice, really nice cutter. And again, you know, you get the sleeve. You can't beat it, you know. I think what it's going to come down to is just, you know, your preference and what you like. I have another cutter for you, one more cutter. And again, like I said, there's a whole bunch of other ones out there, but these are pretty much the basics, you know, of different cuts. And that's the only point I was trying to get across. I know Young Buck did a review on a Zycar the other day, great review. And I'm actually going to do, after I do this, I'm probably going to do a lighter review of the different lighters out there. And again, I really apologize for this fucking computer. It's simple as that. I don't know why it's not working. But anyways, let's move on to our final. And our final is the V-Cut, the cat's eye. This right here, this cutter right here, this Zycar cutter right here is the best cutter out there in my opinion. I love it. I got away from the V-Cut for a while, just personal reasons, and now this is my go-to cutter. Really nice. It's kind of similar concept, I'll say, not similar in a way, but a similar concept to this cutter where it has this protector. The cat's eye or the V-Cut kind of has it too, because you can only go so far. And again, with this, I've gotten 60 ring gauges in here. I had to cut it twice for sure, but it's worked. But this cutter's got that concept. So again, as a beginner, don't be embarrassed. If you don't want to have that cutter that has that that protective cap so you can't go through, go with the V cutter. You can't screw up a V-cut. I'm telling you, you can't. And this cutter's nice. Again, I already cut it. You know, I cut it there, and you'll see, you're saying, hey, why has it got 2 cuts? Because I was showing that you can, in the first take, that you can do a nice V-cut. And I'm going to cut it again just to show you how deep it goes. Now, I cut that again, and it still didn't unravel, you know. I mean, I'm not recommending that you cut it that much. It's not a good thing. I'm just showing it for that. But perfect cutter, excellent cutter. This cutter also comes with a nice case as well. Sidecar, again, register online. I'll send you one. But this sidecar cutter, oh man, I should have looked it up. I'm going to put a pricing in there for a lot of them. I know this one and the punch, a couple bucks. This one's somewhere between 20 and 25 and 35, and these are up in the, you know, $50 range. The double guillotine and the I believe it's called the Wolf. I'm not quite sure. I believe it is. But anyways, so just a quick video on cutters. I'm gonna do another video on different lighters. Single torch, double torch, triple torch, butane, non-butane, matches, sticks, you know, just to mix it up. And I know there's a lot of people out there that have done, you know, a whole bunch of different cuts, and that's cool. I just wanted to give you my input, my take on it. You know, again, it comes down to really preference. Preference is what it is. What do you feel comfortable using? And stick with what you're comfortable with. Don't worry about what the masses are doing. Do what you like, you know. So, again, one last apology for take 2 on my cutter review. But shit happens, and it seems to have been happening to me a lot lately. I got way too much shit on my plate, and that's the problem. But 2 years coming up quick. We're expecting to do some changes. Right now, it's on the backfire because some things have come up. I haven't talked to the guys yet. Nothing bad. We're sticking around. It's just I wanted to do it for April, but I don't think it's the right time.